practice. So I invite you all to find the most comfortable and aware position for you, sitting, laying, lying down. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, I see the perfume, the colors, the freshness of the flower. Breathing out, I see my beauty, my freshness, my own bright colors shining with the sun. Flower, fresh. Breathing in, I see the solidity, the presence of the mountain. It's been there for millennia. The mountain has seen it all. Breathing out, I see that solidity in me, that presence in me. Mountain, solidity. Breathing in, I see the clear water. I see how it can reflect the moon because the water is calm. The water reflects everything as it is. Breathing out, I see myself, my waters calm, able to reflect everything as it is. Water, calm and reflecting. Breathing in, I see the space. I see how everything intervenes, how there are no limits, how we all interact. How am I? How we are free from separation. Breathing out, true freedom. Space, true freedom. Thank you, dear friends. Um, we prepared a slideshow to presentation for the recitation. Maybe I'm not sure if anyone, maybe Janet or Amber, can you share screen?
I'm not able, like it says here, like host disabled participant screen sharing, but if Amber can,
Janette, I'll make you that, yeah.
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Mm,
I'm still not, but I'm ready when you told me.
For this recitation, we want to ask 5 volunteers to read each one of the trainings. You can just raise your hand. Padma, 1, thank you. Who else? I cannot see you all. Maybe someone who can see everyone. Kirsten, thank you. Second, Ellen, 3. And I, 3. Jen, I'm sorry if I'm, thank you. 4, 85, thank you. So, Janet, did you figure it out how to share the screen?
Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, oh great. Oh, how good, thank you.
Perfect, thank you so much. So this is our
Oh,
5
yes, that's
just
the one.
mindfulness trainings. Okay.
Yes.
So okay. So the first one.
Let me invite the sound of the bell and then add a half sound, and then someone can read it. And full sound, we breathe 3 times, half sound, and so on. Is it everyone okay with that? Okay, let's.
Protecting life. Aware of pain caused by the extinction of human and non-human communities, I will protect and dwell in harmony with Great Earth's ecosystems so that all species may live and thrive in complex patterns of interbeing. I will respect the integrity of ecological systems and not manicure nature to my own end.
Simple living. Aware of pain caused by the unsustainable production and distribution of goods and services, I will live simply in the nested ecosystem that is my home. Invest in locally and organically made essentials and support the sustainable co-generation of green energy. I will not support private interests which maximize profits while harming communities, animal welfare, food safety, and ecological systems. Instead, I will trade material resources and services in regenerative economies, cooperatives, not-for-profits, and other collaborative entities in service to planetary and societal well-being.
Sacred conception. Aware of pain caused by reaching the ecological and financial limits of Mother Earth, I will look deeply into the resources necessary to support new life. protect children of all species from overpopulation, and prevent the waste of food, energy, and material goods. I will support democratic processes, sharing wealth and power, and nurture the global community of people, animals, plants, and minerals in my thinking, speaking, working, and playing.
Skillful communication. Aware of pain caused by blocked, false, and unskillful communication. I will be present to the living earth and tune into messages from my ancestors, future generations, and the wisdom permeating the animate and inanimate universe. I will speak with skillful and loving words on behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves. I will, without anger, exaggeration, or sarcasm, I will lend my voice in protest against greenwashing, false claims, things are ecologically sound or politically correct, and other forms of violence against the earth. Knowing freedom of speech does not amount to a freedom to spend. I will speak out against the excessive influence of wealth as it favors private gain over planetary interest and causes planetary interest and causes personal and political distortions in democracy.
Preserving the whole. Aware of pain caused by individual and societal fear, greed, anger, and delusion, I will cultivate and awaken a peaceful mind of interbeing in myself and others. I will nourish myself and others as vital members of the world community and ask for help when I need it. Knowing an extractive and destructive global economy gives rise to increasing temperatures, species extinction, food and water shortages, poverty, and physical and mental disease, I will look deeply into the roots and results of what I consume, moderate my consumption to avoid harm, and promote nonviolent action for myself and my community to protect the welfare of all beings. I will aspire to give as much nourishment and loving kindness to Mother Earth as I receive.
Thank you, dear friends. Yes, the trainings and the slides will be, we have a link, maybe a little bit later. It's on the schedule that I sent you yesterday. There are the links, but we can send it after. Yeah, and illustrations are from paintings and different art techniques from female artists. We wanted to commemorate International Women's Day, that was yesterday, and we also want to I don't know how about to give voice to the places that are currently experiencing war and yes, war, let's say that. So the pictures, the illustrations are from women, artists that are from those places. The first one is from our beloved Violeta Parra here in South America. The second one is from Ukraine. Third is from Palestine. Fourth is from a woman from Senegal. Fourth is also by a woman from Israel. And the fifth is from also a young woman from Palestine also. And all that info is on the slide too. We want to invite you now for the Dharma sharing. And Amber will guide us through that. And Janette, do you know how to break out the rooms? Oh, great. No. Okay, I will try to do it on the phone while Amber guide us. Thank you.
Dear beloved community, dear Thay, dear love of our earth, as we transition into our joyful Dharma sharing, we will have an opportunity to practice loving speech and deep listening in our small Dharma sharing groups. I'll be sharing some basic Dharma sharing guidelines and how we can bring mindful sharing to our small groups. We begin by bowing in when we'd like to speak and bowing out when we are done. When we bow in, take time for a few breaths and share from our heart and our personal experience about the Dharma theme. Practice using I statements rather than you statements. Practice deep listening by being present and not needing to give advice or try to fix. Allow for 3 spacious breaths between sharing, and be mindful of the time and make space for others to share. If you've shared once, allow space for someone else to share before sharing a second time. And what we share is always confidential. Now, as we break into these groups, we ask you to reflect on some points. Earth holders have been offering separate Black, Indigenous, people of color, BIPOC for short, Dharma sharing space for some time. This is for a few reasons. Please follow your breath as I share why. Many BIPOC individuals and communities have had lifelong experiences of being invisible, excluded, and misperceived, and continue to experience harms of emotional, physical, and spiritual natures, both unintended and intended. For these reasons, those who are BIPOC may have a need for cultural sanctuary so they can feel safer during Dharma sharing. We as a community can compassionately support this need by freely offering and honoring this space for our BIPOC Sangha siblings. Logistically, we will now be randomly divided into smaller family groups for Dharma sharing. You'll receive an invitation to join a virtual room, and one room is reserved as a cultural sanctuary for our BIPOC friends. And if you are interested, you can kindly stay in that main room, ignore the initial invitation that you received to join a room, and you'll be invited to join a separate BIPOC room later on. And if you're a white practitioner and you find yourself in the BIPOC room, we will send you a message and have you move to a different room. Let's see, Dharma sharing will last about 15 minutes. Is that right? I think so, probably still. And everyone will be automatically returned to the full gathering room. And I think that is it. Enjoy your Dharma sharing, everyone.
We want to invite you for Dharma sharing here in the larger room. Maybe we can introduce ourselves, acknowledge the land we are in, and then we can do a round of introductions. We are not too many now. Well, yeah, we are. We can do that. It's nice just to get to know each other. So let's do that. Let's do a round of introduction and land at acknowledgement, and then just go on. It's been a different day, so let's do it differently. Thank you. And anyone who wants to begin, you can just unmute yourself and we will go with the flow. Thank you.
It's pink here. That's funny.
There's Louise.
I'm Amber, calling in from Portland, Oregon, the traditional lands of the Multnomah and the Chinook, the beautiful Doug fir trees and Sitka spruce and the bald eagles and the whales of the Pacific Ocean, Mount Hood, and I'm very glad to be here. I'm so happy to have been able to do the tech for the first time. Thank you for the opportunity. Amber bowing out.
Amber, would you like to invite someone so we can just move on a little bit?
I invite Bea.
Okay, thank you. I'm Bea. I'm from Madrid, in Spain. And this is my first time that I come to these meetings, so I want to learn about engaged Buddhism and these kind of things that I have started like a few months ago with. And I'm very glad to meet you all. And I have to name someone. Okay, Janette.
Janette bowing in from the land of Apache Nations and Tiwa and Nde. Here is the North Mexico border with New Mexico and Texas. Living in the middle of the desert. Recently, 2 days ago, we had a dust storm. I never experienced this in the intensity that we experienced before. It was really intense. So Mother Nature is speaking her symptoms, expressing her symptoms of this climate change. But here's a very beautiful land and full of nourish and life. Thank you so much. And I pass to Michael.
Thank you. I'm Michael. I'm in the land of Dejope, which is the indigenous land of the Ho-Chunk Nation. Here in the United States, we call it Madison, Wisconsin. It's the land of 4 lakes. And it's a pleasure to be with you and share with you in your practice. And I will pick Luis.
Thank you, Michael. I'm Louise. I'm in the land of the Lishan people, or the Ohlone people, in what you know as Oakland, California. This is a place where I'm able to pay an honor tax, and many, many, many other people do. And the folks who receive this tax have been able to find work for 27 people in their organization, and to build a community and receive back an awful lot of land that they are taking care of now again, and relearning their language. It is amazing and wonderful, and we're very, the earth and many peoples are very grateful for this. And I have enjoyed this session so much. These were beautiful slides and very important ideas for me to remember right now. Thank you. Now I will choose Claire.
Claire bowing in. I appreciate following the beautiful explanation of an honor tax. I am in upstate New York, as we know it, land of the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee, people of the Longhouse. Also honoring, as I've heard, this is the most expansive meeting I think I've been in I don't know when. So I'll also honor that we are the land of the Finger Lakes. Rochester, where I am, is on one side of Lake Ontario, south side. Toronto is on the other side of it, directly north of us. The other thing that's come up for me about the expansiveness of these mindfulness trainings, I had actually forgotten, it's been a full week, that I attended a New York State fairly newly formed, I think it was formed in July, committee for reparations for Black communities, and a subcommittee kind of group that's in Rochester did this very deep dive into the redlining and all of the stuff that went on from the 40s, like very detailed, like housing potential value from people that were displaced when an inner loop highway went into Rochester and the areas that were targeted. So it just, and I guess New York State will be now the second state. California is the first to do it, these kind of reparations for Black communities. I did see a documentary where Maine is doing it for Indigenous communities. So I'm just feeling expansiveness for the hope of being honored to be part of reparations for Mother Earth, animal communities, and cultural communities, each other. Claire bowing now. I'll pass it to, I have a limited view because I'm on speaker view. Jackie, have you gone?
This is Jackie bowing in. I'm joining you from Western United States, the state of Colorado, traditional territory of the primarily the Ute Native American Indians. I live just a few miles from the headwaters of the Arkansas River, so in the upper Arkansas Valley. Feel very grateful to be with everyone today, and very appreciative of the climate justice, mindfulness trainings, and also the sharing today, right now, with this information on financial reparations that are underway. Yeah, just again, very, very appreciative and grateful to be with everyone today. And thank you to the organizers for today's meeting in accommodating our time change in the US and Canada. Thanks so much. Bowing out.
Jackie, can you invite anyone, please?
Yes. Maria, would you like to speak next?
Thank you, Jackie. This is Maria bowing in from the traditional lands of the Miccosukee and Seminole along the beautiful Gulf of Mexico in what is now known as Florida in the United States, and home to manatee and alligators and lizards and all sorts of wonderful, amazing tropical things that nourish my heart so deeply. So I had some technical difficulties at the beginning, and I just want to thank the organizers for just flowing and just staying so steady in the practice. And I really was grateful to hear these trainings. I just don't know that I've heard them before. And I was sharing in my breakout group how what really stood out for me was in the mindful communication, to not speak with anger or sarcasm. And so I shared quite a bit about sarcasm for me as a defense mechanism against fear or sadness. So I appreciated all the beautiful images as well, and the sharing of the origins of those, and also recognizing Women's History Month. We've had some repressive things happening in Florida against women, and it's hard to see some of my friends leaving the state and the country because of that. So it's really wonderful to be here today, and I'm going to pass to Aleki. I hope I said your name right, or close.
Aleki bowing in. I'm a bit of an outsider here. I'm bowing in from Switzerland in Central Europe. Yeah, I'm very grateful to be here. I can't acknowledge the ancestral owners of this land because it's not known, at least to me, who they were, but I can honor them in their anonymity, I suppose. I'm grateful for this session. I've known about these Earth Holder calls for quite a long time, and this is the first time I'm joining. I was actually slightly late because I was doing a deep relaxation first and fell asleep. So yeah, it's just it feels really beautiful to have that kind of tolerance, and that you're able to hold the space in a way that is integral and safe, and yet still be accommodating to all of the flow that several other people have already mentioned. I've noticed the number of participants constantly changing. So thank you for holding this space, and thank you to all the Sangha siblings from North America for all the deep sharing about changing relationships between the main population and some of the indigenous groups that are getting some of their lands back and so on. It's actually a topic very deep to my heart that I am considering working on worldwide. So yeah, that was very inspiring and hopeful in a time when sometimes hope seems like a rare currency. I keep bowing out, and I need to find someone to pass to. I will pass to Ellen and Barry.
This is Barry bowing in. We're in the unceded lands of the Tabaguash people, one of the youth bands in Colorado Springs, Colorado, living at the foot of the mountain they call Tava, which is now called Pikes Peak. And we've been participating in Earth Holders for quite a while now, and it's great. But I did not ever have the experience of these environmental mindfulness trainings. I loved them, and I loved the illustrations as well. It was a wonderful presentation. We shared with Maria our concerns that she raised about how people that are working for justice and for the environment are so filled with anxiety and anger that that's what we convey when we protest. We have signs that are insulting, we shout, our faces look ugly, and it's the opposite of the teaching of nonviolent, compassionate communication. And I think that's just something that helps us personally to regulate ourselves and avoid getting drawn into that and always wanting to prove ourselves right and blame other people and be judgmental. So that's all things that really came up in our discussion group that I appreciated. And I'm just glad to be here and glad to be exposed to these mindfulness trainings. I hope Earth Holders will use them more in the future. Very bowing out.
All right, Ellen bowing in with sharing the thoughts that Barry expressed. And in addition, I want to share that I grew up in the land of the Haudenosaunee, and I had the privilege of meeting Oren Lyons, the wisdom keeper, of the Haudenosaunee, still alive, 94. Heard him present at the Pioneers last spring, and have appreciated Indigenous teachings. I just want to lift up also, as I'm listening to everyone, and it's in my own awareness, to Larry Ward, and some of you may know him. He's one of teachers in our tradition, and he wrote a book called America's Racial Karma. And what I'm experiencing now, and it's extremely painful, is our karma, because we have never fully acknowledged, and I'm grateful that in some places there has been an acknowledgement of the first people and the first slaves here, which our country has denied ever since its founding. There have been efforts to lift it up, and now we have a president who is just shameful, because he totally wants to go back to white supremacy in a way that is appalling. And we're, really struggling with it to transform this karma. And so I wish us well, and thank you all for being here and staying committed to taking care of our universal mother, the earth, because if we don't have an earth, and I remember Thich Nhat Hanh emphasizing that, he left protesting the war in Iraq and began to concentrate early on, 2003, when he was leading a retreat here. We have to protect Mother Earth. So he's among the first environmental Buddhist teachers. And I'm grateful for those of us who follow in that tradition. Ellen bowing out.
Ellen, can you invite anyone, please?
I muted myself. Padma, I think you haven't spoken yet.
Thank you, Ellen. Padma bowing in. So I'm living on stolen Cherokee land in Western North Carolina, United States. And I was evacuated out for 55 days from my home because of the Hurricane Helene, which is 100% an effect of climate change. So I would like to also acknowledge the watershed. The French Broad watershed is the river that just washed away practically a whole city or a huge part of Asheville. And to say there have been messages for some time from our Universal Mother, and they're getting louder and louder. And I'm really grateful for today's presentation. I also have never seen these 5 mindfulness trainings, and I'm really, this particular version, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to hear them and read them. And of course, the gorgeous artwork. Padma bowing out. Is it time to end, or are we going to continue?
We can continue if we want. There are a few voices that we haven't heard from.
Okay. So Lisa Mira, would you like to share?
Lisa bowing in. Thank you, Padma. Thank you, everybody. Coming to you from Flagstaff, Arizona, the land of the Dene and Hopi and Apache and so many other amazing peoples. I showed up a bit late and got put right into the breakout group, so I missed all the lovely slides. I hope you will maybe share them. But I'm just really grateful to be here with you, especially right now. Things happening in my country are very scary, and I work at the Grand Canyon National Park, so yeah, it's hard to be a government employee and tell the truth and be apolitical all at the same time right now, and do the right thing for our earth. Working on climate change projects under the current government. And I'm just so heartened to be here with all of you and to hear some of the things going on in different necks of the woods that are local and positive. And it's a good reminder for me how much, even when things nationally are a mess, that we each have our sphere of influence where we can make differences and for the good. And so I'm just really thankful, to be here with all of you, to get to know you a little bit, and for your stories. I think my story for this week is that all of our funding for a whole bunch of our projects to help Mother Earth got frozen or whatever they're doing indefinitely. And through the Grand Canyon Conservancy we have, which is a nonprofit, we can still fund our intern to work specifically on some climate change planning. So I'm really excited that we still have that opportunity, and just trying to push that forward, and knowing that there are little things like that we can continue to do regardless, and hearing your stories as well of those things. So Lisa bowing out, very thankful to be with you all.
Can you invite anyone, or?
Oh yes, Manuel, I don't think you have gone. Would you like to talk?
Well, I think I'll skip, but I've been enjoying listening to you all. Thank you.
Mm, is anyone missing from speaking? I think Jan?
AD.
Jean, thank you.
John bowing in, most deeply grateful to have this opportunity to be with all of you this morning. First, I want to say I'm from the land of Ojibwe, Menominee, Oneida, northern Wisconsin area. The unceded indigenous lovely natives. I want to say thank you for modeling flexibility, authenticity, and just going with the flow when we started Sangha this morning. It was such a gift to me to just smile, and it's okay to be not perfect. And technology is not my closest friend, so I empathize. Secondly, I want to say that this is my first experience with the 5 climate justice mindfulness trainings. Very grateful to be exposed and to learn them, and extremely honored to know the author personally. I'm a part of their Sangha in South Carolina, Heather Mann. So I have much to share with her from today's experience. And again, thank you for your persistence and for everyone being here. I feel connected today. Jean bowing out, and I pass it and invite AD.
AD bowing in. Thank you, Jean. He, him, land of Wintu. It's called Daw Palm. I get to be on that land today with the 1,200 acres, 600 hectares land back rematriation work party today. So I'm very happy about that. I think the training and the practice today was phenomenal and very beautiful. So thank you to all the organizers and participants. I want to share one line of the first of these 5 climates trainings, which is aware of the pain caused by the extinction of human and non-human communities. So for me, that's loss of culture, loss of language, and also the non-human. So last October, the World Wildlife Fund released a study that showed tracking the decrease in numbers of animals in a given species. So not a complete extinction of the population of a species, but the reduction in the number of animals in a species. And that was a 73% decline in wild animal populations globally in just 50 years. 73% decline in the number of animals in the last 50 years. And that's, birds, mammals, etc. And in Latin America, some populations of animals were decreased by 95%. And that just absolutely breaks my heart. I can't even put it in words. I'll start bawling if I stay on talking about this very much more. But this is a balm, to have a refuge like this, a place to be with this pain and let it pass through us and be expressed. And it's not going to disappear. It's probably going to deepen in the next decades. But for us to be able to do our little part mindfully, we need to be both working on our inner conditioning and inner life and practice mindfulness, but also be mindfully acting in the world, however small. So this community here of earth holders is offering a chance to work on that intersection of mindfulness and earth and social justice. So I'm very grateful for you all. Thank you. Bowing out. And I think Caro